Gotta find it real quick. Okay, what's up, y'all? Me and JJ here about to do a playoff predictions video for y'all. We'll get right into it. We'll start with the award winners for the year. Um, again, JJ with his receiver Lawrence Yearby won the Heisman, uh, followed by Bryce Underwood, quarterback for Ryan. Another one of Ryan's players, Champ Tompkins, was right end, came in third. Joey Wall came in fourth place, quarterback for LSU, and JJ's quarterback Jeff Curtin rounded it out the top five for the finalists for the Heisman Trophy. So congrats to JJ for that one. Award winners, JJ. I guess we can alternate. I'll start with we already did the Player of the Year, so as we go down, we could just alternate calling out the winners for these.
All right, you want to go first or me?
I'll go first. So I'll skip Player of the Year. We just did that. Head Coach of the Year was Chapo, followed by Ryan and then Saban.
For best QB, you got Bryce Underwood for Ryan, Joey Wall for Chapo, and then Jeff Curtin, my guy.
Defensive Player of the Year goes to Champ Tompkins, right end for Ryan, followed by Damian Shanklin, outside linebacker for LSU, and then Wendell Gregory, D end for Savon, South Carolina.
For best DB, you got Gregory Smith the third for Florida and Gabe.
Mm-hmm.
And then next two guys are both Savons and Mazio Bennett and Jazavian Currents.
I had 3 people on this list. Best running back goes to Davian Gross for Ryan, Kansas, followed by Brandon Hood for Colorado, and then my guy Robert Dubose rounding out the top 3.
For best receiver, you got Heisman winner Lawrence Yearby. For me, you got Sabanzu, Keelan Billett, and Chapa's dude, and you got Donovan Murph from Savon to get third.
The Lombardi Award, which is Defensive Lineman of the Year, again goes to Champ Tompkins, followed by Wendell Gregory, and then Ashton Murphy, D tackle for Kansas, rounds out the top 3.
For the Johnny Unitas Award for senior QBs, you got Jeff Curtin, my quarterback to win it, and then the rest is just CPU teams.
Yeah. Damn. God damn. Best defense. How many? What?
What is it?
Defensive lineman. Oh, so I forgot there's a best defensive lineman of the year and then defensive end. So
I know they have one for every single one.
Yeah, it's like weird. So first 2 we already went over these 2. They've won. They're 1 and 2 on like 10 awards. Champ Tompkins, Wendell Gregory, and then Malachi Williams will finish third on this list. For Penn State, left end for Penn State.
And then for best interior lineman, you got V's Michigan for got best interior lineman. You got Gabe's dude third place, Romeo Patine.
Yeah, something like that. Best tight end. I worked my way back up this list for the first time in a couple years, but I finished 4th. Ryan's dude, Elias Williams, came at number 1. Drew Van, I don't even know how to fucking say that. Was that Dick? The fuck?
I don't know how to pronounce it either.
Drew JJ's tight end came in number 2. Todd Bass for Georgia came in at number 3. Um, I'll be at the top next year. Don't you worry. Just need these guys to get up a couple years.
And then for the Royals reward for assistant coaches, you got Ron Dude, Daniel Lorella, and Baron Smith for LSU for second, and DeMarcus Griffin for LSU for third.
Best linebacker of the year, Damian Shanklin, outside linebacker for LSU. Followed by Steven Solge for Kentucky, and Denzel Wicks for Kansas.
For best center, you got Romeo Patton from Gabe, Cooper Cousins from Penn State, and you got CPU for third.
The Lou Groza Award, best kicker of the year, is just
I think
CPUs.
it's all CPUs.
Yeah. So is punters, so we'll just skip that. You could do the returners if you want. Who's
Yeah,
that
best
winner?
returner is Lawrence Ubery, out of Heisman winner out of Kentucky. I'm pretty sure I've won best returner every single
I
year
think
so
so.
far.
I think so too. I think you've been one of you're like the only one. I'm surprised I'm even up there. I think I had a couple returns this year, so I
Yeah,
mean,
this was probably my worst year returning too, and I still found a way to win it.
yeah, I don't take the ball out a lot, so that'll do it for the um award winners. We'll run through the All Americans real quick. Um, national, uh, national first team. You got Joey Wall out of LSU. Uh, Damian Gross and Brandon Hood will be the halfbacks from Kansas and Colorado. Lawrence Yearby, obviously, wide receiver 1. We got Kalen Billiott, LSU wide receiver. Uh, we have a CPU receiver at 3. JJ's tight end will be there. We got 2 linemen from Florida, 1 lineman from Georgia Tech, 1 lineman from Michigan, and 1 lineman from Kentucky. Uh, LSU rounds out the ends. D tackles come from Ohio State and Penn State. We got a CPU linebacker. The rest of the linebackers filled out by LSU. We got a Virginia Tech corner at number 1. Pretty good there. That's surprising to see that. Jarvis Atwood from LSU will be cornerback 2. Another Virginia Tech DB up here. So, but for JG's secondary came out big this year. 2 first-team nationals. And then you can see the kicker and punters there. We'll just leave it at that. We don't have to, if you guys want to check your own personal ones, I'll just put them on the screen real quick for each conference. And then y'all can go through second teams and rookies yourselves if you want to look at that. And then we'll do SEC. Okay, last thing before we get into predictions, we'll go through the team stats for the year before we get into the playoffs. Best offense of the from the country is Kentucky, 50 almost 5,800 total yards. Led the league in passing, not so much in running, but definitely had a good run there. He's the points per game. LSU leads that. Kansas in second. Kentucky in third. Best national defense out of users will be Des. He allowed 3,200 yards total. He allowed right under 1K rushing yards and 2,300 passing yards. The worst defense in the league is Tlu, allowing 4,600 yards. Let me check the worst offense in the country. Oh, will be Delvin with the worst offense out of users. Best rushing defense is Peso, followed by Chapo, and then Tlu actually had a pretty good rushing defense this year because I think everyone passes against him, so that makes sense. Best passing defense is Des, followed by Mike. Conversions, JJ leads that, followed by Kansas and LSU. Red zone efficiency, there's so many. Dwayne is the best user with rental efficiency. Mike leads the way in penalties with the least amount of penalties, yardage for the year. Turnover differential goes to LSU, followed by South Carolina, then Kentucky. Most interceptions this season, or that's most interceptions thrown, is TLU with 67, followed by Vanderbilt with 53, and Texas is 41. Uh, Most takeaways from the season in total was Alabama with 53, followed by Florida at 48 and Kansas at 48. Interceptions, specific Alabama, 46 for Florida, 43 for Kentucky.
Dang,
And
Twan threw 40 interceptions.
yeah, I just seen that too. It's a lot for him. Okay, we'll get into these predictions. Um, Look at the bracket here, see how it's set up. JJ will start and we'll go through our round one, and then fill out our round two and so on until we pick a national champion at the end. So as you can see, we have Savon basically having a bye week at 5, playing the CPU Utah State. We have Colorado at 9 and USC. Going to USC for that playoff game in the first round. Georgia Tech will go to LSU, 11 going to 6 there. And we have Ohio State traveling to Alabama for their playoff game. Oregon, Kansas, Kentucky, and Florida winning their respective conferences will have byes and will await their opponents in the bracket for the quarterfinals. So, JJ, you could start picking your round one winners. Obviously, we know the top one, so you don't have to pick
Yeah,
that if you don't want
so
to.
for the first round, I'm pretty sure they just played not long ago. I don't remember who's home, but I'm pretty sure Dave won that game, and he has home this time, so I'm going to take Dave again in a close game, 24-21 for Dave. For Chapo versus Peso, Chapo just came off of a loss and everything. I think he bounces back pretty good, wins 35-17. And then for Twan and Hayden, I know Hayden struggles a lot on the road. He's honestly been just struggling in general, but on the road it's even worse. So
Mm-hmm.
low key, I feel like Twan might win comfortable here, like 31-21.
Yeah, I like it. I'm probably gonna go really similar to you. Um, South Carolina, obviously, that was gonna go there. Um, yeah, I like Dave in this one too at home. Even though he can be wildly inconsistent, it's a home playoff game. I think he'll take it more slow, more conservative, take his time, run the clock out, and I think he beats Dean at the end. I see a score of 27. I think it's a close game, really. I think it'll be 27-24. Dave will kick a field goal to win. Um, Georgia Tech at LSU. Um, like you said, just coming off that loss in the championship, I think Chapo's defense against Peso will be imperative here. I like Chapo in this one. I think it'll be a slow. Both of them are going to look to run. It's going to be a low scoring game. Uh, Peso's going to have to play great run defense to beat Chapo. I think this game will end 21-17, LSU, to move on to play Kentucky afterwards. And Ohio State and Alabama, Hayden got whacked by Oregon in the championship game. Um, couldn't guard seams to save his life. I think Twan's defense is really good, and I think his passing attack might give Hayden problems. He likes to Twan can run the ball as well. So being at home, I'm gonna take Alabama to move on. I'll say 35-24 Alabama. So yeah, we'll move on to the quarterfinals. So JJ, I think you had South Carolina playing Oregon in the Rose Bowl. You had USC playing Kansas in the Sugar Bowl. You had LSU. Well, we both did. So we both had
Yeah,
LSU
we all had the
playing.
same thing.
Yeah. We both had LSU playing you in the Orange Bowl, and then Twan playing me in the Cotton Bowl. So you can go make those picks.
All right, so the first one, you got Savon versus Oregon user. His name's Sam, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, I still haven't got to see him play, but he did kick Hayden's ass in the Big Ten championship.
Hmm.
So he has to be somewhat decent, but I don't think he's good enough yet to beat Savon. So I'm going to take Savon 35-21 Savon. Then Ryan versus Dave should be a good game. For some reason, I think Ryan's only loss is to Dave.
I think you're right.
But
I think he did lose to Dave. Yeah.
but I think Ryan gets his revenge and beats Dave in a close game, 28-21. And then you got Kentucky LSU, SEC rematch. Of course, I'm going to take myself in that one. I think based on the SEC championship and everything, me and Chopper will probably have another really close game after we got done going back and forth killing each other. I think we're going to go back to close games. I got myself 31-28. And then, God, this game's tough.
Me and Twan have never played each other before, by the way, so
I
this is going to
know,
be interesting.
low key, Twan likes to run a lot of man, in my opinion, but with your speed and stuff, well, I guess that's the way Twan plays me. He plays a lot of press man against me. I don't think he can do that against you. So I will actually take Gabe 28-24 to beat Twan.
Okay. Um, So I think we're going to be same here again, really. Oregon has impressed me so far, especially with that Hayden win. But I don't think he's come across a user like Savon yet. I think it'll be a shot game for him. I think he'll put up some. I'll say he puts up 14 points. But I got Savon winning 35-14. That's my generous take. I think Savon will come in swinging in the Rose Bowl. USC and Kansas. Um, I think it'll be a close game too. Both these dudes don't play a lot of defense. I think it'll be the higher scoring game of the round. Excuse me. Um, I'll take Kansas though to win 45-42. That's my prediction. I think it'll be a nice shootout game. Wouldn't surprise me this game with the overtime. But I got Ryan squeaking out this one in a shootout fashion. LSU and Kentucky. Um, I'm because you guys play each other so much, it can go either way. I tend just because you just played, even though you always do. I almost tempted to take LSU, but Chapo has fallen off, not like off a cliff, but like when it comes to playing against you, you've been getting the better of him time after time again recently, and I think you continue that trend. Um, I will take Kentucky in a very gruesome game, just like the championship game. I'll say 31-28 in overtime. I'm gonna guess that this game's going to go overtime. It's gonna be a really close game. Probably the best game of the week at that round. Um, Twan and me in the Cotton Bowl. Um, Twan's a really good user. We haven't played yet in this game in college football. We have played a lot in the past, Madden. Uh, Depending on what he comes out, if he comes out on man, I like my chances. If he mixes it up, I'll have to play just like I did Savant, limit turnovers, establish the run, and play solid defense. Uh, we both don't know well, like I said, we haven't played each other, so we're gonna be hitting each other with a lot of stuff we haven't seen each other do before. Um, I'm gonna take myself obviously. Close game. I say I win 27-24 to move on to the semifinal, but I think Twan's gonna give me a really good game. But I like my chances. So we both pick the same again. So we both have South Carolina and Kansas in the semifinals. And we have myself and you in the semifinal as well. So I'll let you go first.
I got Savon versus Ryan. I really don't think this is a good matchup for Ryan at all. I low-key think Savon, if they played each other, Savon wins comfortably. So I'm going to go Savon 38-21. And then me versus Gabe. We have played a couple times this year. Our past one was our really only close one, but it went in overtime. But I'm gonna take myself to win by 2 touchdowns, going 35-21.
Um, I agree with the first one. I think Savon wins comfortably. Unlike they both play really good offense, but Ryan does not play defense compared to how Savon plays defense. Even though Savon can let up some yards and points sometimes, especially if you hit him with the right run scheme. I think Savon will get the best of him though. I think this game will end up being, I'd say, 38-31. I'll say it's a close game. 38-31. Savon pulls it out to move on to the championship. Um, Myself versus you. Um, that last game we played against each other gives me a lot of confidence that I can win this game. I think it'll be the toughest game I've played all year. Um, I'm a bet on myself. I say I finish the job this time, and I kick a game-winning field goal to beat you 31-28 to move on to the championship. I'm obviously I'm gonna have to play perfect, just like that, almost like I damn near did last year. I almost played perfect until I threw that pick six in overtime. If I cleaned that up, maybe I win that game. I learned from those mistakes, and I think I move on to beat you to place Savon in the national championship. So you had yourself versus Savon. I have myself versus Savon. So what do you think's gonna happen?
So this would be the third year in a row me and Savon has played in the national championship. If that happens, we're 1-1 against each other, and both of them came down to
Yeah.
one by game-winning field goals. Last year I couldn't, so I think it would be the same thing.
Think your mic cut out.
So for some reason when we play in the playoffs, mine and Savon's games is never high scoring. So like I'm gonna take myself 20-17 to beat Savon with another game-winning drive.
Okay, I like that. Yeah. I forgot you and Savon would have played each other 3 times in a row if y'all make it. Um, so I have myself versus Savon. Um, I as much as the confidence boost of me just beating him, I think I will take the humble myself. I I could see this would be a really good game if we made it to the national championship. Um, but I think Savon would play a lot more cleaner and a more of a clock killing kind of offense. Um, and uh, he's been there before. I could just see some. I think it'll come down to the end, last second of the game. And I think Savon will kick a game-winning field goal to win his back-to-back championship against me. If I'm going to be objective about it, I could see that happening. So I'll take Savon to beat me in the national championship 27-24. But who knows? Anything can happen. So obviously I'm going to be rooting for myself. But if I had to make an objective take, Savon has got the best of me for years. So it'd be a high, tall task to get the win there. But anything can happen. So that's it. So you got yourself winning, and I got Savon winning back-to-back titles. So I think that will do it. We'll see, get these games in, try and get through this as fast as we can, get to off season, and start going again. So thanks JJ for joining,
You're
and
welcome.
and
Oh
good
God,
luck, good luck to all y'all. See ya.
you guys.